Hey, this is Daz from the Frugal Gamer website and I'm back with another video, and this time I'm going to be checking out the Scuf Impact controller for the PlayStation 4. These aren't your average controllers as they cost around £150. They're highly customisable and they're always the subject of debate on whether they're actually worth the money. So I'm going to take a look at the controller to try and help you figure out whether it's worth parting with £150 of your hard-earned cash. As well as the controller, you do get a couple of things that come in the box. This includes some trigger extenders, a magnetic key that is used to remap the paddles on the back of the controller, plus you also get a tool that lets you adjust the amount of travel on the triggers themselves. And this handy little tool lets you swap over the thumbsticks. I opted to go for a designer shell with the pattern that's called Adrenaline, but there are dozens of colours and styles that you can choose from, and I think you'll agree that this is pretty damn cool looking. And as for the back of the controller, I went for this grip, which costs an extra £15. I think it's well worth spending the extra money as it does feel really nice in your hands. Nearly everything you see on the controller is customisable, including the shell, the thumbsticks, the buttons and the D-pad. You get these paddles on the back of the controller that can be mapped to carry out the functions of the buttons on the front of the controller, namely the X, the triangle, the square and circle. And if you pay extra, you also get a magnetic key that allows you to remap the functions of the paddles whenever you want. And this is one of my favourite features of the controller as it really does help when you're playing different genre of games. And now we get to the trigger systems where you've got a few different options to choose from. You've got the choice of default triggers like you'd get on the standard DualShock controller. You've also got the digital tap triggers or the trigger control system, which I went for, that is $14.99 extra. And with this you can use the key enclosed to adjust the amount of travel on the triggers, essentially creating a hair trigger, which is great for shooting games as you'll be able to get your shots off a few milliseconds quicker. You can choose to have the controller with or without the rumble feature, and obviously if you choose to have no rumble, this will increase the battery life. And whilst we're talking of battery life, I was quite impressed with how long this one lasted. Sometimes some of these custom controllers do drain the battery life a lot more, but this one I found to last the same amount of time as a standard DualShock 4 controller. The controller charges via micro USB, and you also get this sturdy enclosure around the charging port which helps to protect your cables. This also reduces the movement of the cable when it's plugged into the controller, so you don't get loose charging ports. Another option I went for was this disc that fits on top of the D-pad and is meant to mimic the movement of the thumbsticks. I think this was designed to improve your movement in fighting games, but if I'm honest, I didn't really feel any benefit from it, and I don't think I'd pay for it again. But the one feature I really did like was the fact that you can swap over the thumbsticks. As not only do you get to choose from 6 different colours, you can also choose from 2 different thumbstick heights, plus there's options to have the thumbsticks domed or concaved. And if after you've bought the controller you want to change the thumbstick options, you can buy new ones off the website, and this is how easy it is to change them over. If I had to choose my one favourite feature from the controller, it'd definitely be the paddle system. I find it much easier to use when playing games like Call of Duty, Fortnite and Battlefield, as you can use the paddles to do things like reload and use your melee weapon. Now when it comes to my overall opinion on the controller, I've got to say I do love it, but the one thing I do hate is the fact that they cost so much money. Now although they start at £130, if you go for all the extra options like I have, you'll be paying in excess of £200. So unless you're a professional gamer or a Twitch streamer or you've got money to burn, I find this really hard to recommend for your average gamer, just on the fact that it costs so much money. If you buy the full spec version like I have, you could buy a console for the same price, which is absolutely ridiculous. But if you are Charlie Big Bananas and you've got the money to spend, then you might as well go for it, because it is a really awesome controller. So if you do decide to buy one of these, please remember one thing, that even though these do start at £130, every additional extra that you add to the basket does cost more money. So make sure before you check out, you check your total value. So thanks again for checking out this video, it really is appreciated, and please support us by liking the video, subscribing to our channel and maybe even sharing with your friends. Don't forget to check out our website at frugalgaming.co.uk for all the latest video game deals in the UK, and also follow us on Twitter, we are at frugalgaming. Thanks again and I'll see you on the next video.